Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Gaurav Gupta from Sharda University. Today I am going to talk on module Types of Inventory from paper Operations Management. Objectives. After reading this chapter, students will be able to understand the basic concepts of inventory, explain various types of inventories, and formulate effective policies for inventory management on basis of classification of inventory. Every manufacturing concern requires inventory for smooth flow of its activities. It is one of the most important assets and its turnover is the major source of revenue for a business and ultimately shareholders' earning. The dictionary meaning of inventory is stock of good or list of goods. However, in broader sense, inventory refers to all the materials held by organization to facilitate production, to facilitate activities or for ultimate sale and service to customers. The materials held to facilitate production refers to raw material or semi-finished goods. Some materials are not directly required for production but helps in facilitating or supporting the production activities. Example, maintenance material, fuels, lubricants, etc. These are also called as indirect material. Thus, inventory includes all materials, tools, parts, work in progress, supplies, and finished goods kept in warehouse or stocks for some period of time. Inventory can be described from different perspectives as under. Inventory, general sense, the stock of goods held for sale or production in ordinary course of business. Business sense, raw material in warehouse, work in progress in process of production and finished goods for sale. Economic sense, stock of goods which have demand and supply in the market and have economic value. Definitions. International Accounting Standard Committee IASC defines inventories as tangible property held for sale in the ordinary course of business, in the process of production of such sale, or to be consumed in the process of production of goods or services for sale. In the words of Mr. Lamar Lee and Donald W. Dobler, inventory includes the following categories of items. Production inventories. Raw materials, parts and components which enter the firm's product in the production process. These may be of two general types, namely, first, special items manufactured to company specifications and standard industrial items purchased off the shelf. MRO inventories such as maintenance, repair and operating supplies which are consumed in the production process but which do not become part of the product, say lubricant, soap, grease, maintenance spare and the like. In the process inventory, namely finished products found at different stages in production operations. Finished product inventories consisting of completed products ready for shipment. According to B.D. Khare, the term inventory includes raw material, raw in process, finished packaging, spare and other stocked in order to meet an unexpected demand or distribution in future. The American Institute of Certified Public Account defines inventory in the sense of tangible goods which are held for sale in the process of production and available for ready consumption. According to Fred Hanuman, inventory can be defined as an idle resource of any kind, provided such resources have economic value. Classification of inventory. Systematic grouping of categorization of inventory considering some common feature is called classification of inventory. There are different bases to classify the inventory, namely nature, manufacturing process, value, purpose, etc. Thus, inventory can be classified as on the basis of nature. On the basis of nature, inventory can be classified as direct material. These are those materials which can be easily identified with the product. In other words, direct material can be easily measured and directly charged to the product. Example, wooden furniture, steel almirah, brick cement, concrete and stand in building, etc. Indirect material. Those materials which cannot be directly identified with the product, hence these materials cannot be charged directly to the various products. However, these materials facilitate and support the production activities. Example, cotton waste for cleaning and machinery, lubricants for oiling the machinery, diesel for generating power, nails, etc. On the basis of manufacturing process undertaken, raw material. Generally, raw material describes the material which is taken from the nature and is either in completely unprocessed form or is minimally processed. Example, wood for a table, cotton for cloth, iron for machinery, etc. Thus, raw material inventories are those units which are purchased and stored for further production. Work in progress. The inventory which is in the midway of production, that is neither in the form of raw material nor in the form of finished goods, is called work in progress or semi-finished goods. Work in progress represent the products which require more work before they become final products for sale. Example, a bed and a table manufactured but yet to be polished. Finished goods or finished products. These represent those inventories which are completely manufactured and ready to sell. These can also be described as goods on which nothing remains to be done but have not yet been sold or distributed to the end users. Example, furniture ready for sale in the market after polishing. Third, on basis of movement of stores. Inventory can be classified on basis of movement or rate of consumption as fast moving stock, slow moving stock and dormant stock. Fast moving stock. The material or the stores which exhaust very rapidly due to high demand in production process of a manufacturing concern are called fast moving stock. Slow moving stock. The items of materials or stores which due to low demand in production process are exhausted or consumed at a low speed are put in a category of slow moving stock. Dormant stock. Dormant stores indicate those store items which have no demand in current time period but may be demanded in future. Example, seasonal materials which are demanded in specific seasons. On basis of value. On the basis of value, inventory may be divided into category A. The category consists of materials which constitute 10% of the total items in the stores but account for nearly 70% of the total store value. Category B. Under this category, those materials which constitute 20% of the total items in the store and also represent 20% of the total store value are placed. Category C. This category covers those items which represent 70% of the items of material but contribute only 10% of the value of the total store. On the basis of criticality of the production process, the classification is applied mainly in respect of spare parts and is also known as VED analysis. On the basis of criticality, inventory is classified as vital, essential and desirable. Vital. The inventory or the spares are the non-availability stock out of which even for a very short time will make the production process stand still. Essential. Those items the absence of which cannot be borne for more than a few hours of a day. Desirable. The items which are needed for production process but their non-availability for even a week or more will not cause interruption in production. On basis of function, transit inventories. These are also called movement inventories or pipeline inventories. Their existence owes to the fact that transportation time is involved in moving the inventories from one place to another. Such inventories, while in transit, cannot provide any service to the customers. For example, when oil is transported from the oil fields to the industrial towns by tanks, it can sometimes take days or even weeks to go to a retail facility, and hence during that time period it cannot provide any service to the customers. Buffer inventories. The inventory which is held to cope up with the fluctuations in demand and supply is called buffer stock or safety stock. Such inventory is used to protect against demand and supply uncertainty as well as cushion for unpredictable events like poor delivery, reliability or poor quality of supplied products. Thus, it is the inventory which is held over and above the current requirement in order to meet any contingency. No doubt, the size of such inventory affects the working capital requirement of a business but is required to ensure better customer service. Buffer stock also helps to meet the lead time requirement, that is, the time gap between placement or an order and receipt of delivery. For example, let it takes normally 2 days to receive a lot after placing an order, but due to some unavoidable circumstances it takes 5 days. So during these additional 3 days some inventory is required to ensure smooth flow of production, and this requirement can be met only if some higher level of inventory buffer stock is kept by the organization over and above its current normal needs. Decoupling inventories. Decoupling inventories acts as shock absorber, cushion to ensure smooth flow of production by ensuring the existence of inventories in large quantity at major connecting points of production. Decoupling inventory is required because it is quite rare that all the machineries in the production process produces at exactly the same rate. Rather, one machine may do processing many times faster than the machines which are either in front or behind it. If it is a situation where the machines are operating at the same rate, there may arise a possibility that some machines may have to be stopped or some time due to repair needs or some form of preventive maintenance. The above given points necessitate the existence of some inventory to avoid production irregularities due to difference in operating speed of machines or some machines requiring cease functioning for the want of repair. Decoupling inventories are mainly required where output of one production process is input for other production process, that is sequential requirement of the production system. Example, a production system having 10 machineries operating simultaneously to produce finished goods, where machinery 1, 2, 3 constitute first stage of production, machinery 4, 5, 6, 7 form second stage of production, and machinery 8, 9, 10 encompasses third stage of production. Thus, decoupling inventory will be required as follows to ensure smooth flow of production. Cycle inventories. Cycle inventories are also known as lot size inventory, result from ordering in batches or lot sizes rather than ordering material strictly as per actual requirement. Thus, when material is purchased only when the need arises. There will be no cycle inventories, but it can prove very risky if material is not readily available. Thus, in real life, the firm usually formulates a periodic replenishment policy so that a cycle inventory can be established, which will vary in size from day to day. Example, a manufacturing concern may order raw material in quantities of 20,000 units, while the average consumption rate unit is 1000 units per day. It means it takes 20 days to exhaust one order. On 21st day, another lot of 20,000 units will arrive for consumption over the next 20 days, and so on. Each cycle begins with replenishment and ends with complete depletion or exhaustion of inventory. The following diagrams depict cycle inventories. Anticipation inventories. Such inventories are held in anticipation of future demand on special occasion or season or some special event. For example, demand of air conditioner before summer and demand of heaters, sweaters, coats before winter. The purpose of such inventories is to meet special demand on those occasions and to ensure smooth flow of production. It is beneficial from firm's point of view also, as resources do not remain idle during slack season and during seasons when such inventory is actually required over time can be avoided. MRO inventories. These are maintenance, repair and operation supplies which do not become the part of the product but are used in the production process. Example, oil, nuts, bolts, screw, packaging material, etc. Case 1. Walmart's inventory management. Walmart is the leading retailer in the industry, occupying a leadership position. The company operates internationally in number of countries. Walmart works on the model of everyday low price. According to this model, the company provides variety of products to its varied customers. The company is able to decrease its cost of operation by increasing volumes of products being sold. This would lead to decrease in per unit cost. Also, the company operates in big warehouses, acquiring the benefits of economies of scale. As the company is only distributor and not manufacturer of products, so storing such huge volume of number of products becomes a complex and enormous task. The two challenges that inventory management of company faces is storing huge volume and at same time high variety of products. Its inventory management system plays a critical and crucial role in the success. The company has perfected the art of innovating its inventory management methods and strategies. Thus, Walmart is an example of the benefits of advanced technology and innovation in optimizing inventory management performance. While there are variety of other factors contributing to the success of the business, advanced inventory management is at the core of Walmart's leadership in the retail industry. Inventory model applied by Walmart. Walmart uses vendor managed inventory model where vendors play an active and interactive role in managing inventory of the company. All vendors have access to current and past data regarding movement of various products from different warehouses to different retail outlets of the company. Technology plays an important role in managing such complex tasks. Walmart's vendor managed inventory has the benefit of minimizing delays in the movement of inventory across the supply chain. This benefit is achieved because suppliers can directly access data about the inventory of their goods at Walmart stores. Another beneficial effect of using the vendor managed inventory model is the minimization of cost in inventory management activity. Walmart does not need to spend for extra personnel to manage each supplier goods. Instead, this financial and human resource expense is directly passed on to the suppliers. By using innovative and contemporary technology, the vendors of Walmart access current data from the company. The data regarding inventory, such as current inventory levels, how many units are left, how much is volatility in demand, how many units needs to be shipped for each type of product, is handled quite efficiently by state-of-the-art information systems and other software applied by the company. Suppliers decide when to send additional goods to Walmart, while the company monitors and controls the actual transit of goods from warehouses to the stores. Types of inventory at Walmart. Walmart uses many types of inventory. Each type fulfills a certain role in firm's inventory and supply chain. However, the following types of inventory are the most notable in Walmart's practices. Finished good inventory. The finished goods inventory type is the most significant in Walmart's business. Finished goods arrived at the company's stores. These goods are stored and the inventory is replenished regularly. Thus, the role of this type of inventory is to support Walmart store operations where the finished goods are sold from the inventory to the customers. Transit inventory. Walmart uses the transit inventory type as the second most significant in supporting the company's business. This type of inventory refers to the goods that are held while in transit. The global extent of Walmart's supply chain means that some goods are in transit for days or months. The role of this inventory type is to support the replenishment of finished good inventory in Walmart stores. Buffer inventory. Walmart uses the buffer inventory type in the stores by keeping a small margin of extra goods in case demand suddenly fluctuates. There will always be an extra stock of goods at Walmart stores. The role of this type of inventory is to ensure the capacity of the firm to satisfy sudden increase in demand. Anticipation inventory. Walmart also uses the anticipation inventory type. This type is similar to the buffer inventory because the company maintains extra stocks of goods to address the increase in demand. However, the anticipation inventory type is based on seasonal change. For example, Walmart dramatically increases its inventory size right before and during festival days to meet increase in demand. Walmart does not use the anticipation inventory type during regular shopping days, which are basically the rest of the year. The role of the inventory type is to enable the company to satisfy expected seasonal increase in demand. Just in time cross docking in Walmart's inventory management. Walmart uses different methods to manage its inventory. Just-in-time inventory is the application of the just-in-time methods to inventory management. This method involves minimizing storage. In Walmart, the just-in-time inventory method is applied in form of cross-docking. The cross-docking suppliers' trucks and Walmart's trucks meet the company's warehouses. Goods are transferred from the supplier's truck directly to the Walmart trucks, which deliver the goods to the stores. The main benefits of cross-docking at Walmart warehouses: first, the reduced inventory size; second, fewer goods are stored at the warehouses; third, a smaller inventory is less costly to maintain; fourth, also cross-docking enables Walmart to quickly deliver goods to the stores; fourth, this condition enables the firm to rapidly respond to fluctuation in demand and related changes in the market. Walmart's measure of inventory performance. Walmart uses numerous variables as measures of inventory performance. However, the following measures are most significant: inventory turnover, stock out rate, inventory size. Inventory turnover is the rate at which Walmart's inventory is sold out and replenished. It is a measure of the cost of keeping each item in stock. A higher inventory turnover rate is more desirable for Walmart. The stock out rate is the frequency at which Walmart inventory becomes inadequate in satisfying demand. A lower stock out rate is desirable. The company uses inventory size as a gauge of cost. As noted, Walmart spends less for a smaller inventory. Case 2. Google's inventory management. Google is an American multinational technology company specializing in internet-related services and products that include online advertising technologies, search, cloud computing, software, and hardware. Google's inventory management involves diverse activities. The company's varied business required different supply chains. In inventory management, the company aims to optimize its operational capacity. Also, Google is concerned about minimizing the cost of its inventory. Theoretically, business organizations minimize their inventory because maintaining it requires funding. A large inventory is more costly. In consideration of Google's large organizational size, diverse product lines, and prominent position in the global market, it is realistic to assume that the company has effective inventory management strategies and practices that help in minimize expenditure. As Google grows and diversifies, its inventory management also expands to include a larger inventory with different types of roles. Google's inventory management is a reflection of successful inventory design and strategic choices. Type of inventory at Google. Even though Google has different products, certain type of inventory are most significant in the business. Each type fulfills a role in company. The following are most significant inventory types and their role in Google approaches to inventory management. Raw materials inventory. Google's raw materials inventory involves the input material used to produce some of its products, such as components for digital media players and fiber optic cables for the Google Fiber Internet and cable television service. In managing inventory, the role of this type of inventory is to support the production process at Google. Work in progress or work in process inventory. Google's inventory management uses this type of inventory in the production of some of its products. For example, in producing digital media players, the work in progress inventory involves intermediary products that are stored before the last steps in the production are completed. The role of this type of inventory is to enable Google to sustain consistent rate of production. Finished goods inventory. Google's inventory management also involves finished goods inventory of products before they are shipped to sellers. For example, Google Nexus units are stored before they are boxed and shipped for retail sale. The role of this type of inventory is to enable the company to keep addressing sellers' demand for these products. Transit inventory. The company's inventory management also uses transit inventory for some of its goods. For example, digital media player units become transit inventory while they are transported from warehouses to sellers. The role of this type of inventory is also to enable Google to consistently address sellers' demand for these products. MRO goods inventory. This type of inventory refers to the items used for supporting the firm's operations. Google's inventory management uses maintenance, repair and operating MRO goods inventory in practically all areas of its business. For example, MRO goods include office supplies like papers and pens, maintenance supply like janitorial materials and special cleaning solution for computer equipment, and other goods like coffee and food provided to Google employees. The role of this type of inventory is to support Google's operations in direct and indirect ways. Google's inventory methods. Serialized inventory. Google uses the serialized method in managing inventory. This method involves assigning a unique serial number to each item in the inventory instead of recording them per batch. For example, Google's inventory management uses serialization of for and Nexus items. In online advertising, the company also uses serial numbers for advertisers and publishers. FIFO, the first in, first out method, is used in Google's inventory management. In this method, the first items to arrive are also the first to be sold. For example, the firm's Nexus smartphones and digital media players are managed through the FIFO method. The inventory management method enables Google to minimize the accumulation of old items in storage. Google's inventory management approaches have a beneficial impact on the firm's cost. For example, the FIFO method ensures the most old models and sold before new models are released in the market. These serialized inventory methods maximize the efficiency of tracking and monitoring materials and products. The combination of different types of inventory also supports Google's business operations. These benefits lead to the operational efficiency and optimized spending for inventory management. Google's measure of inventory performance. Google uses different measures of inventory performance considering that the firm has different type of inventory. However, for the company's physical goods like Nexus, the following are the most relevant measures of inventory performance: inventory turnover, average inventory level, cycle time. Inventory turnover measures the rate of sale of Google's product. Average inventory level measures the average size of inventory. An increase in the average inventory level corresponds to an increase in spending for inventory management. Cycle time is the duration of process of filling inventory with new production or models. A shorter cycle time means higher efficiency of Google's inventory management practices. Managing inventory across Google's supply chain. Inventory value in the supply chain. Inventory value is maintained and optimized through Google's use of information systems to monitor items and identify potential uses. The company advanced information systems are used to predict possible stockouts and changes in demand. Based on such information, Google acts proactively to maximize inventory value throughout its supply chain. Bullwhip effect. The bullwhip effect refers to the propagation and worsening of errors, delays and deficiencies in supply chain. This effect is likely to occur in Google's inventory of consumer electronics, in digital products and online advertising. The company does not experience the bullwhip effect. Even so, Google's inventory management involves information systems to identify and minimize errors, delays, and deficiency in the supply chain. Let us summarize. Inventory is the stock of items kept for production or sales. There are various bases to classify the inventory. On the basis of nature, inventory can be classified as direct and indirect material. On the basis of manufacturing process undertaken, inventory is characterized as raw material, work in progress, and finished goods. On the basis of movement, stock can be classified as fast moving, slow moving, and dormant. On the basis of value, stock can be put in category A, B, or C, and on the basis of functions, inventory can be classified as transit inventories, decoupling inventories, and buffer inventory, cycle inventory, and anticipation inventory, MRO inventory. Spare parts can be classified as vital, essential, and desirable. The classification of inventories helps in grouping of store items, easy location, proper accounting, proper care, avoidance of duplication, and standardization. Thank you.